onto our examples now. So we are using the diagram above. I've just made a quick copy below here that you can see. So we can actually convert our units. So if I'm starting off with meters squared and I want to go to centimeters squared, so I'm starting off at meters squared and I'm going to centimeters squared, I'm going to be multiplying. Okay, so we are going to multiply by this number here. So again, we were going from meters squared to centimeters squared, so meters squared to centimeters squared. So I'm going to multiply by 100 squared. Okay, so 1 meter squared, and a good way to remember this is 1 square meter, or 1 meter squared, is 100 squared centimeters. Okay, so converting to smaller units, what we do is we are absolutely multiplying. So let's just make sure we highlight that one. We are multiplying. Next one that we have here, just going to change my color so you can see a couple things. Next one that we have here is we are going from our meters squared to kilometers squared. So I'm starting off with meters squared and I'm going to kilometers squared. So I am going to be dividing. So if I am dividing, I am then going to be dividing by the number above, which was 1000 squared. Okay, so we're going from a smaller number to a much larger one, so we will have to actually divide. And this again is 1000 squared. And the way I know that is I actually have 1 kilometer is the same as 1000 square meters. Okay, so again, if I am converting to larger units, I am going to then divide. So let's just highlight that so you can see it each time. Next thing, we're doing some more conversions. So now I've got centimeters, 5 centimeters, and I'm changing it into square millimeters. So I'm going from centimeters squared to millimeters squared. So what I'm going to do is I am going to multiply. So let's make sure that we make a little note of that. So we are going to multiply, and as you can see here, we have that number 5, and then we multiply by our factor, which was 10 to the 2, and that gives me in my square millimeters. Let's just add a little number 2 on there, just to make sure that we actually write our units correctly. So we have 500 millimeters squared. Next one that we have here, letter D for our examples. I am now adding 2 lengths together. These are the types of questions you will be looking at in particular. So first one I have here is in centimeters squared, and the next one I have here is actually in meters squared. So with these ones, I have to come up with how they are going to work together. And I've been given my answer here that I actually want it in square centimeters. So just a little quick reminder on square centimeters. So I want it to have units that are cm squared. So 1 square meter is 100 square centimeters. So what I am actually doing for this one, I will be converting a whole lot, but not too much. I'm only converting one particular thing. So I'll be doing meters squared to centimeters squared. So meters squared to centimeters squared. I'm going to be multiplying by 100 squared. Okay, let's have a look here. It's exactly what I've done here. So 3 multiplied by 100 squared gives me 30,000 square centimeters. I could also write it like this. So 30,000 square centimeters. And then to find my answer, which is my area, because I want to add them together, I would say I'm going to add both of them. So now I've got 650 and 30,000. So my answer is 30,650 centimeters squared. Bit of a mouthful, but you will get it. Okay, next one. Again, similar to the questions you'll come across. So for some of them, you might have certain areas already written up in a grid view. Basically, a length of a grid is 1 centimeters. So this particular cube right here has a length and a breadth of 1 centimeter each, which means one of these is equal to 1 centimeters squared. So if there are 9 squares, as you see here, you end up with your area being 9 centimeters squared. Next one that you have here, so this is our letter F, we are going to find the area of this rectangle. Area of rectangles again. So with this one, we're focusing on the following 3 strategies. We are going to do the formula, we're going to substitute, and then we're going to write our answer with our units. So first and foremost with this, I have my length and I also have my breadth. So again, keep in mind the information that you do have. So make sure you label your sides as your first part. Next one, we write out a formula. So A equals L multiplied by B. So here's our L, we put it in. Here's our B, we put it in. Then calculate your answer, and given that these were both in millimeters, we end up with millimeters squared. Now, hopping on to your worked examples.